Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Coach Allen. All right. So today is Wednesday, November 13th. Each day I'm going to try to go live with this broadcast on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter right now. I may expand it to other places as we go. We'll see. But for now, here I am. And these recordings will stay live on those platforms after. So if you do miss the live, that's okay. I'll still be here to talk to you about it after. So feel free if you need to or want to get online and chat about this, have questions. I'm there to help you in any way that I can. If you would like to get an email that reminds you of these sessions beforehand, you can go to 40plusfitness.com/coffee. That's 40plusfitness.com/coffee, and I'll be sure to have the links there. So today's topic is about friction. Now, we're having some folks here on the island. They're working on the plumbing, if you will, all the drainage and everything that happens on this island. And it seems that a lot of the engineers that are doing this work don't understand that water flows downhill. And so they've made a lot of pools around, and that's created some additional problems that you don't really want in the tropics. But all that said, it's about, and it made me think about the fact that we often create our own problems because we don't pay attention to what a certain thing does and what that means to our path. So when I talk about friction, this is in the self-management piece as you're trying to build self-efficacy towards change. And so if you look at the motivation model that I've developed, this is where this hits. So we're talking about self-management, which is the leadership aspects within self-efficacy, which is an intrinsic thing. We're changing inside. So if I want to make changes inside, what I want to try to do is I want to try to create friction that stops me from doing things that I don't want to do. So an example would be if there's a particular cookie or pie or something that you really, really enjoy and you tend to snack on it, or chips or anything else, having those readily available in your pantry makes it very difficult to say no. And so if you want to create friction around that one thing that you don't want to do, you don't have those in your pantry. And if you don't have them in your pantry, when you kind of get the urge for one of those things, they're not readily available, meaning you have to go out of your way to make that happen, and you're less likely to do that. So as you start looking at some of your bad habits or things that you'd rather stop doing, what can you do to create friction that makes that more difficult to do? Okay. My example that I use quite often is the donuts at work. I knew that coming off of the elevator, everybody's at the break room, which is right there across from the elevator. If I stopped, I knew I was going to eat at least 2 of those donuts. So when I came off the elevator and I knew they were there, I would immediately head to my office. I would tell everyone, hey, I got to drop off my bag. I'll be right back. And I would go to my office. I would grab a bag of nuts, and I would use those as I went back into the break room to make sure that I didn't grab the donuts. I already had my snack. Now, I would stand as far away from the donuts as I could and still be in the break room. That always seemed to help. Again, adding more friction, more steps to make something happen makes it less likely to happen. And then from the rest of the day, I had a rule. I could not go in the break room. If I needed more coffee or wanted more coffee, or I want to go to the bathroom, because that was right next to the break room as well, I had to go somewhere else on a different floor. And so that added friction made me less likely to do things that I wasn't going to otherwise do. So things like, like I said, cleaning out your pantry, having a set of rules that you set for yourself when certain things are going to happen. Those are some ways that you can add friction to the things that you don't want to do. And so as you kind of think about how you're going to make this change, if there's actions that aren't serving you, you want to create some friction there. Those are the two easiest ones for me, primarily because there's things I can control and there's things I can't, and that's the struggle with a lot of times with creating the friction. There are just things. If you have people in a house, they're going to have certain things. So other ways that you can create friction, telling your family, look, I know you're going to have these snacks in here. Can we put them somewhere else in the pantry where I don't readily see them? So maybe you've got your corner, they've got their side, you've got your side, or you put your stuff in one of the other cabinets and you don't even go in the pantry. Lots of different ways for you to think about how you can set up friction to prevent yourself from doing the things that you don't want to do. So if you have any questions about this topic or want to kind of just troubleshoot and figure out ways that you can add friction to your own path, go ahead and comment below. Let me know what you're thinking, what you need, and we can come up with some really good ideas for friction that you can add to a process that's no longer serving you. So with that, I will wish you a very happy Wednesday, and I will talk to you tomorrow.